Let's talk about stress and how stress is the ultimate thing we are trying to manage in training and in life, right? So really simply, we have a certain amount of stress that we can tolerate, right? We have this cup that if we exceed our stress tolerance, it basically starts to be overly demanding and we can't adapt to the stressors of our environment, right? Adaptation is essentially there are stresses imposed upon ourselves via our environment, via our circumstances. Can we adjust and adapt to those stressors, right? This can be cognitively, like when you're learning new tasks that are hard and challenging, that's a cognitive stressor, right? Emotionally, when you're in new situations that you've never faced before that are tremendously uncertain, that is a new stressor on you. And again, you have to hopefully build new ways to cope and adapt to that stress. Physically, when you put stress on your body via exercise, we are stressing muscles, tendons, energy systems. We are putting stress that if we don't exceed this capacity, we can eventually adapt to over time, right? But what happens is we start to stress the crap out of ourselves. We have familial stress, right? We have financial stress. We have physical stress. And the cup runneth over, right? Well, how do you build a bigger cup? You try to manage what's going into this cup better, right? I always like use the example of if you take a first grader, somebody who's like literally first grade level, and you stick them in fifth grade, they are not going to succeed because what you're trying to teach them is above the level of skill or understanding that they are going to be able to comprehend. Yes, they may eventually be able to catch up, but this is what a lot of people are doing when they're starting to train and they throw in 6 days a week of training. They cut their diet, they cut their calories in half. They're imposing too much stress on their system. If you start slow and progress slowly, you can start to build your cup and be able to handle more stressors, right? But thinking about this and understanding that you can manage the psychological, the emotional, and the physical loads of your life better with practice and repetition, and also getting sleep, eating well, having good people in your life, which isn't always easy. Managing some of those things can be really, really powerful. There's been studies, and I'm not going to cite them, and I don't necessarily even know what the citation would be, but injuries in collegiate sports happen around test times, right? So when people are psychologically stressed and they're in the middle of a season and they're physically stressed, or they happen around when somebody goes through a breakup or there is an emotional taxing event. So this stuff isn't that separate. It's not separate because humans aren't separate, right? We are physical, mental, and emotional creatures. You have to look at everything from that biopsychosocial lens over and over again. And when you can start to piece this stuff together, you can start to do a better job of managing all the factors that are going to help you train better. They're going to help you cognitively manage life and stress better. And they're also just going to help you be a happier, healthier human. That's all I got for today. Peace.